Hey, what's up everybody? It's the review that I've been waiting for. Maroon 5, Red Pill Blues. Oh boy. Presenting this review to you guys is going to give me a big challenge. The challenge of actually having something to defend on these guys now. These guys have had it pretty hard lately, to be honest. But where can we actually pinpoint this down? Well, starting in 1994 under the name Kara's Flowers, they released an alternative rock project that nobody really cared much about, but I honestly thought it was a great record, so go ahead and check out The Fourth World by Kara's Flowers. Awesome album. But now actually talking about Maroon 5 in general. Maroon 5, they started with Songs About Jane in 2002, a pretty monumental project with some really great singles that still hold up to this day, and yeah, a lot of people just seem to love that album. And It Won't Be Soon Before Long, which the praise for that album wasn't as high as Songs About Jane, but honestly, I would put up there as some of their best work on that album, honestly. It Won't Be Soon Before Long is an excellent record to me, and I still love it to this day. I can still jam to a lot of tunes like If I Never See Your Face Again, and Makes Me Wonder, which by the way was their first #1 hit. I was like, wow, that song shot up to #1. I was like, that's awesome. And other songs like Not Falling Apart. But then moving on to Hands All Over, we started getting into a little bit of a sticky situation with Adam. Either it was just his ego going through the roof, or I heard it was because like he really wasn't a fan of those sales numbers that record got, because I'm not sure, maybe their brand of pop rock was getting stale. That led to 2011's Moves Like Jagger, a re-release off of the Hands All Over edition to add more sales. This monumental smash, which is their second #1 now, by the way, on Billboard, was like everywhere in the summer of 2011, and rightfully so. It's a very catchy song. Even if you hate it, you can't deny that hook is so catchy. That honestly started a little bit of a problem with some Maroon 5 fans when their sound drastically changed. A bit more poppier for the next release, overexposed. They say they conformed their sound for top 40 radio, and it definitely shows, especially now when we get into this new record. But yeah, honestly, their sound has definitely become a lot more popular, even on this new record here, Red Pill Blues. And yeah, how am I liking that sound change? Well, honestly, while I really wish this band would go back to, I don't know, playing instruments or something, yeah, to be fair, I do hear a lot of the instruments at the core of these songs. Unfortunately, they're just so drowned out in electronica that I can barely even decipher that there's a band here. Honestly, when I heard the single What Lovers Do featuring SZA, it had a bit more of a rocky undertone to it. Of course, it wasn't like a genuine rock song. I wouldn't really call it rock, per se. But it does have its fair share of actual guitars. It's got a guitar lick going on, especially in the chorus, that I like. And yeah, it was probably the closest thing to a rock Maroon 5 you're going to get on this album. Yeah, when the single came out, I was actually hoping they were going to go for more of a rock vibe on this new album, because I keep hearing they're hinting about going back to the Songs About Jane roots. I'm just like, as soon as I saw that album cover, I was like, yeah, there's no way we're getting Songs About Jane Maroon 5 here. Honestly, we don't. There's a part of me that feels like they're just got their eyes so glued on chart success that, I mean, this album is nowhere near close to the Songs About Jane Maroon 5. But honestly, though, I think that's okay. Honestly, this album is really good. I really liked it. Again, and yeah, you're probably gonna be like, what? Casual music listener out there, because I know the reception's pretty mixed. And some people hated this album. I mean, of course, some people will like it. A lot of people, I bet, will like it. But honestly, I do like it. Honestly, the production on this album is pretty much the most basic Maroon 5's ever gotten. And it really worries me, in a sense, that through a lot of this album, the production is just so minimalist that I feel like, you know, these guys are just going to become irrelevant, sadly. Even I have to admit, they're going to become irrelevant making this kind of music, because I'm like, why? I'm sitting here just so baffled that I'm like, you know, a lot of the Maroon 5 fans want these guys to actually use their instruments, and I'm just like, if they could, I mean, that would probably generate into a lot more album sales. So I'm sitting here thinking, well, yeah, I mean, they're gonna get top 40 hits like What Lovers Do, Cold, and Don't Want to Know. Which, by the way, why is Cold and Don't Want to Know saved for the deluxe edition? I'm so freaking what? Anyways. But yeah, they'll get top 40 hits, but I'm just like, is anyone else, besides me, of course, being a Maroon 5 fan, gonna remember these songs? I mean, I just don't get why their sound is so focused for a top 40 mainstream audience. Now, me and Jer, I don't mind the sound. I actually like some of the stuff they go for. I think it's pretty decent instrumentally wise. But honestly, what I really like with this record and pretty much what this band has to offer nowadays is Adam's voice. Adam's voice, I don't know what it is. It's so colorful and unique. Just pretty much the uniqueness and how nobody sounds like Adam Levine. Honestly, yeah, it definitely makes him. Yeah, Adam Levine is actually my favorite singer because I mean, yo, his voice is unique. Even if you find him annoying, even if you find like his screechy high voice, which by the way, he does use his mid-range a lot on this album. There's not as much falsetto as there was on V, and honestly, while I didn't mind the falsettos on V, I'm just saying if you were a hater of Adam Levine's falsettos on V, you definitely don't have to worry as much here because there was not as much falsetto on this record, only in a few cases. Pretty much the chorus of the song Wait is an example. There's the falsettos come in there. What Lovers Do is also another example. Also on the deluxe edition, Don't Want to Know is another example. But overall, in general, there's a lot more times where he just sings more low and just more chill and relaxed. Overall, this album has a more dark vibe to it. A lot of the songs just seem, in a word, kind of depressing. Songs like Whiskey, probably the saddest song on the album, is honestly, it's honestly a little bit on the emotional side. And had the instrumentation not been drowned out in electronics, maybe this could have been like a really emotional track. As is, I do love the vocals on the vocals on this song, but I'm just saying, man, if they would have actually just brought some rock elements like they did to that sweet ballad Good Night, Good Night, this would have been like a real tearjerker. But sadly, they don't, and I just can't get the same emotion out of this song as I would like to. That's kind of sad. But anyways, I'm going all jumbled around the place. The album opens up with the song Best For You. Yeah, we definitely start things off on a catchy start. Honestly, this album starts off really catchy with this song. It's a mid to up-tempo song that I really like. Honestly, the chorus is cool. I mean, of course, Levine's vocals sound great here. And it's got a decent hook. I wouldn't say it's one of the better hooks on this record, but I think, it's decent enough of a hook. So, overall, that's a great song. And then we fade into What Lovers Do. The song that I think has probably the best hook on this album. I can't get that song out of my head, for real. Like, no wonder they chose that as a single, because, man, they definitely did a good job on that. And, yeah, like I said, it's probably the rockiest song you're going to get on this record, which, honestly, yeah, if you're expecting rock Maroon 5 back on this album, you're definitely not going to get your wish. This is more poppy, in my opinion, than Overexposed or V. Because in those two albums, you would hear their instruments just drowned out in a bunch of electronica, like just an electronic glaze over the instruments to give it some sort of poppy appeal. But on this album, I really can't hear much of the instruments on this record at all. Honestly, a lot of the songs just feel either incredibly overly electrified, like Help Me Out with Julia Michaels. Honestly, I do love the vocals on this song. The vocals on the song are great. And the melody's pretty cool. It's kind of basic, sure, but it's pretty cool. It's got, it's pretty much like electronic electric guitar, basically. And it's got a cool vibe. I mean, I like it. And then there's also a lot of like trap and hip-hop percussion on this record. On Wait, again, for example, and Whiskey kind of has a hip-hop vibe to it. It's got A$AP Rocky on it, so that's something. And yeah, overall, I feel like on Overexposed, they were trying to capitalize on the dance trend, I think, because that was what's popular. And with V, they were pretty much making like, I don't know, just summery pop music and stuff. Just pop music. And then with this album, I feel like they're trying to cater to the hip-hop trends now, because hip-hop's dominating the charts. And I just feel like they're sitting over there just thinking, what kind of stuff can we make that will cater to the charts, that will continue to get us radio play? I feel like that's the only way they could stay relevant. I'm just sitting here like, no, you have plenty of fans. I'm like, even if the top 40 doesn't recognize your songs, like, oh, Harry Styles for actually making rock music, I feel like these guys still might have a chance because how big a star Adam Levine is. Even if Adam Levine just went solo and made rock music, I mean, still, like... Anyways, though, that wraps up my thoughts on Red Pill Blues as a whole. What do I think of it? Well, honestly, I like it. Honestly, I really do. I really think this is a solid pop album. A lot of the production is cool. I mean, it's pretty simple, pretty simplistic. A lot of the vibes, like the songs Bet My Heart, which is this simplistic acoustic ballad, and probably the closest thing you'll get to genuine sounding instruments on this whole thing, with a lot of great vocal delivery and just a nice little touching song there. But in general, I really do like this record though. Even with a lot of the electronic-y nitpicks I do have with it, it does still hold up as a true Maroon 5 record for me. And although these guys have kind of lost their touch a little bit, I still love them a lot. And this record too, I'm making a very, very light 8 out of 10, but a cautious recommendation because I know many people are not going to feel the way I feel about this record. And yeah, I mean, I can definitely see why. The pop production does sound very done before, and in some parts even a little dated, but I just can't get over how amazing Adam's voice is. It just I don't know, it just clicks with me. And the production is solid, though. There's nothing wrong with production, but it's just, I feel like the band could definitely do better than what they provided here. But even still, Adam's voice just definitely rises these tunes up above the mediocrity that they provided. So yeah, although the band disappointed here, it's all about Adam anyways, so yeah, I enjoy this though. Thank you all for watching my review of Red Pill Blues by Maroon 5. Subscribe to my channel for more. Lots more great videos coming, not just music reviews, but also like YTPs and other funny surprise videos. It's going to be a great channel coming up, my guys, and lots more videos coming soon, so thank you all for watching.